Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to a brand new day. Well, last night we had some rain come through. However, you can hardly tell this morning that it even rained last night. I guess a little bit of rain's better than a storm or, hail or anything, because, well, that seems to be going around us in other areas. And welcome to our vlog. So here we go. Well, of course, the anticipation's building on the truck. What it's going to look like when I get it back, what it's going to be. I know it's not going to be a noticeable lift or level to it, as in, 6 inches with big tires. However, that's technically not what I was going for when I started on this journey. I kind of wanted something that maybe would pick the truck up an inch or two, and mainly pick the nose of the truck up so it wasn't so low. The nose of that truck was low right from day one. Like I mentioned before about it touching when I pulled into park or go down a driveway, stuff like that. So as for the snow, it used to push snow, and given these new vehicles with their plastic and their rubber, a lot of that doesn't stand up well when you start stressing components. Now, I didn't want to go with a large lift kit because obviously you have the expense of the kit, which could be like $3,000–4,000. You have the expense of the kit, which is like $2,500–2,600 for a cheap one. Then you've got to buy wheels and tires because you can't run your factory tires anymore. And you have to go up a tire size or 3, which then throws your gear ratio off, throws your speedometer off. Now, I've heard contradicting theories from separate sources that it'll throw your speedometer off. Other people say no, these modern vehicles, the computers compensate for it. Well, how does a computer compensate for something that it's not programmed to do? And the dealership, when I talked to them about having it reprogrammed, had no idea what I was talking about. So it was like, okay, whatever. We'll just save the money, keep it simple, and really not make your truck stand out any more than what it already is. If you put a great big lift kit with great big tires on it, then your vehicle's going to be one of one. It's going to stand out big time, and every cop around is going to want to give you some kind of ticket because your wheels are no longer sticking inside the body, no longer covered completely by mud flaps, or you won't meet the minimum bumper height requirements, stuff like that. A little bit of a leveling kit is almost subtle. You almost don't know it's there, unless you know where to look. So just the waiting game now, waiting to see if they get done. They quoted me a time, and we're within about 20 minutes of that time, so hopefully they get it done. I know I got the big road trip coming up here. However, it's still a few more hours before I need the truck back, but we're getting down to crunch time where, it'd be nice to have it here, then I could finish doing some of the things that need to be done, and then you can fuel up the truck and get her all ready to go. It's kind of weird how for years I stayed close to home, close to here, because I had not obligations or commitments or anything, but I felt the need or the duty to stay close to home for a family member. And now that situation has changed. The family member is no longer here, so it's kind of, this summer has been a summer of getting away. not living my life for me per se, but you know, if I want to go camping, I'm going to go camping. If I want to take a road trip and be gone for a week or two, then, well, I'll take a road trip and be gone for a week or two. There's really no commitments here, you know, no problems here, and if it comes down to it now, if I have to sell the house and move, well then, you know, sell the house and move. The job market is very uncertain. We don't know what's going on. There seems to be no jobs available for Canadians. However, they are hiring and they are staffing these stores. However, they're not hiring, well, people that need to be hired. They seem to be hiring other people that to fill these positions that, in my opinion, are taking jobs from people that need it. However, that seems to be the trend right now, and it's almost like they're trying to starve us out. But I guess that's one person's opinion against the masses, against the government, against the system, and one person's opinion doesn't seem to matter when it comes on down to it. But guys, gonna probably get on with the day. Got a few things I want to do and a round re-roll, so yeah, you guessed her. Catch y'all later. YouTube, here we are. Little bit of afternoon update. Well, went out for a bit, treated myself to a nice dinner at a restaurant that I hadn't been at for a while, and well, this time, today, it had good food. Used to go there quite a bit, especially when I was working and stuff, and haven't been there for a while, because, well, when money's tight, obviously, you can't afford to have bad food or bad service, and there was a couple times that the food wasn't just spot on, and neither was the service. So, of course, just kind of quit going there, and, well, whatever it's been, 6-8 months later, I went back and tried her out, and it was good this time around. Well, drove through the dealership parking lot, and in their back row is my truck. It looks like the lift leveling kit is on, and it's hard to tell if the wheel alignment has been done yet, because, well, the wheels are pointing the right direction, but it's hard to tell because you can't really tell unless it's an obvious problem. So I'm going to give probably another hour or so, and then I'll call to see if it's done. With the way things go and paperwork and stuff, you know, it could be something as simple as they got to do up the invoice, and the guy or the service writer that was doing the work or doing the paperwork is away on lunch. And really, it's done, it's ready to go. It's just he hasn't printed the paperwork yet, which I think should have been done before he went, but hey, whatever, you know. If it would have been done before he went, he could have gave me a call. I could have picked it up by now, and everybody would be happy to get ready for the weekend. It's kind of weird how it goes. I could be doing other things right now. However, I need the truck to do them, or I need a truck to do them, and functioning on only one truck is kind of interesting. I've always had 2 vehicles going back years, and even when I was a kid, I always had 2 bicycles as well, because if one was broke down, there was always another one to ride, or vice versa. If I was fixing one, or one was in the shop, then you always had another truck to use. And with the Silverado now gone, you know, kind of getting used to those little things, and finding an interesting adjustment not having the second vehicle. However, when you think about it, you know, I did the math, and I could quite confidently say in the last year of owning the Silverado, I maybe put 1,000 kilometers on it, which, realistically speaking, that's expensive. Because every month, you know, you're paying out for insurance, and, you know, there's fuel or upkeep or whatever, and like I mentioned in another vlog, even if the truck is sitting, it is still needing maintenance. So what do you do, right? You know, do you buy an old truck and work on it yourself if you can? Or do you keep buying these new trucks and have to pay it out for someone else to work on it and then be down a day or two without your vehicle? So it's kind of one of them weird choices, right? It's kind of the way it seems to be now. Gone are the days where you could work on your own vehicle. I believe they have engineered them that way, so when you open the hood trying to find the alternator, you almost can't, because it's buried underneath a bunch of plastic or hidden behind something, and a lot of people, they are baffled and they just shut the hood and take it down to the dealership. I had a car a few years ago in 2007. The taillight was buried behind a plastic panel, and the plastic panel, you couldn't see no screws and you couldn't find the clips to unclip it. So if you wanted to change the taillight bulb, you had to take it down to the dealership and pay them, you know, a half-hour labor or whatever to change a bulb, which didn't really make any sense. You know, you remember the days where the taillights were held in by 4 screws, and then they went to 2 screws and 2 little pins or clips, and now everything's hidden. The fasteners are hidden, and it's kind of like, you know, pretty soon they're going to be in such a way that you can't work on them yourself. You got to take them down to the dealership and have them take care of it themselves. But pretty much, guys, just kind of waiting for them to call so I can get on with the day. Got a few more things I'm wanting to do, and well, it is what it is. So you guessed her, gonna go back in, maybe make a phone call in a bit, and around we roll. A little bit of an evening update. Well, the day has started to cool on off, which is kind of nice. It was hot earlier, or warm earlier, but for a guy like me, anything much more than 20 or so Celsius is, well, too hot. So of course, came on home, crashed for a bit, relaxed for a bit, ended up having a little bit of a nap, and well, here we are now. Well, picked up the 2016 Canyon from the accessory shop a few hours ago. They completed the lift leveling kit, as well as did the wheel alignment on it that was needing to be done. They added mud flaps to it like I had requested, and did a couple other things. The lift leveling kit is very subtle. It doesn't look like there's been anything much done to it at all. However, you know, there is about a 2-inch lift level kit in there, which translates about out to about 1 3/4 of actual measurable distance per se. I do notice getting in and out of it that there is a height difference, so there's a bit of a difference there. In terms of appearance, looking at it, it almost looks like the only thing that's different is the mud flaps on it, which is what I was going for. I didn't want no 6-inch lift that was obvious that there was a lift on it, and all those wonderful challenges that come with that as well. Well, went out trying to score some firewood, and kind of struck out. Unfortunately, my projects have been at a minimum this year, and any of the firewood that I have gotten has been burnt up already. So I had to dig out and buy some. These are just cheap economy studs that I'm going to cut down and use for firewood. I know it doesn't make sense to buy wood just to cut up and burn. However, what else do you do, right? There really is no place around here to get cut-offs anymore. A lot of the places are so worried about an accident or liability or somebody getting injured on their property that they won't allow anybody on there without an escort or period at all. And so a lot of those places that you used to get are either gone or have tightened up their hold. So I guess it is what it is. I want to get those cut up and boxed up. Then probably buy maybe a tub or two, a bundle or two of wood while, you know, I'm up there from the local campsite, just to help with all their costs and everything. And then, well, got some firewood for a few fires. Looking at the day, the 14-day forecast kind of a deal, the weather is supposed to be hot for the majority of those days. However, one of the days is supposed to rain, and the other couple of days there is the threat of evening showers, so you never know, fire might be out of the question anyways, right? So it'll be what it is. So of course, a little bit of figuring out things, and more calculations, route planning. You know, there's 2 or 3 different ways to get there, but which way is better, which way is the better drive, even if it's 20 more or 30 more kilometers. Keeping in mind of gas stations, keeping in mind of, you know, places to stop and stuff. So after that, came on home, put some more stuff in the trailer so we didn't have so much to truck out there, and well, it'll be what it is. Probably going to end up taking a break from the vlogging side of YouTube tomorrow to focus on what needs to be done for the final prep, and then once the final prep is done, well, hit the road on Sunday and away she goes. So pretty much, guys, gonna go back inside, get on with the beautiful evening, and we'll catch y'all later. We come to the end of another day. Well, as always, it was a beautiful day, steady day, busy day, getting things done, trying to get things prepared for the road trip. I'll probably take the next day or so away to do what needs to get done without the distraction of vlogging or YouTube or anything like that. So it is what it is. There will still be a vlog up for you guys. However, I won't be vlogging one to put up at a later date. I should probably edit up the 3 vlogs that are on this here camera and upload them to the YouTube. Then that way there's an extra day or 2 of cushion at the other end, just in case. Well, just in case, right? You know, sometimes when you're on a road trip, things happen. Or maybe I decide to stay an extra day or 2 to see other attractions on the way home. Maybe, you know, maybe instead of being gone a week, I'll be gone 2 weeks, you know. You don't know what next year is going to hold. Next year could be a different story. Next year might be totally opposite from this year. Or, hey, maybe things could have turned back around, and next year could be a lot like this year, just a lot better. It'll be kind of one of them things. Well, it's been roughly a week since I had the blue screen of death on the desktop computer. And even though the temperature's been warm, it hasn't been super hot. And even though I did blow out the computer, but really didn't get much of any dirt or dust out of it, really, it hasn't acted up or hasn't blue screened. Of course, the editing software has been the editing software. However, I believe that's the way the editing software is. So I can't really say yay or nay on that. So I'll probably still unbox a new computer, format, clean up, all that good stuff on the old desktop. Have to decide if I want to keep it as a backup or try to sell it for a couple $100. We'll have to decide what happens there, how she goes, and well, it'll be what it is. But guys, pretty much gonna end her all here. Today was a good day. Tomorrow's gonna be another one. Gotta do the preparation, cut wood, buy groceries, pack everything up, make sure everything is charged up, ready to go, because, well, once we hit the road, whatever I don't got with me, will not have with me. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.